Welcome back. So let's see here who is available. Toiver Meyer, not even Toivo Meyer. So some pretty interesting guys up here. Tyler Bertuzzi, because he leaves Detroit as a free agent, despite them having a pretty solid year, but pretty good point production there from Bertuzzi, and he wants some money, which I don't think he's worth. Patrice Bergeron, who left Boston, went to Chicago, then from Chicago to Detroit. I don't know what the hell happened with him, but he's a free agent, so there's that. We don't need him, so we'll move on from him. Tarasenko, 31 years old, he's not Flyers material. He's a good player, but he was injured with St. Louis, so he had a pretty bad year, honestly. Kadri, don't need him. Pacioretty. Kane. Wow, Patrick Kane becomes a free agent. He leaves Chicago after quite some time. Is Patrick Kane coming to Philadelphia? The answer is no. There's no point of us acquiring him. We would take Eric Lindros' beloved number, which he wouldn't even be allowed to wear because the Flyers decided to retire it. So Patrick Kane will not become a Philadelphia Flyer. Joe Pavelski, Rodriguez, Horvat, and Bunting. So not really a whole lot on the market that interests me. We do have to get to the cap floor, so we may be forced to make a bad signing or two. But yeah, Jonathan Toews, he's available. He would have no reason to join the Flyers. Sam Gagner, Derek Stepan, Kyle Turris. The guys that kind of fell off. Eric Brassard, Nick Bonino. So I do need to get to the cap floor, so I do need to sign some centers, be it for the AHL or what have you. So I'm going to sign this guy, Sam Steele, to a 2-year deal. Let's do $2.5 million for Sam Steele. Not a bad little contract. We want plenty of depth, so we'll also sign Derek Stepan. What the hell? I'm actually curious where he's been. So he's kind of jumped around the league too. Last season he spent in Buffalo. The season before that, Carolina. The season before that, Arizona/Ottawa. So he's jumped around. And at the tail end of his career, we're actually not going to go with him. Give younger guys a go. Or older guys. Go with Jordan Staal. Carolina decides to part ways with him. Their captain, I believe. Does he come to Philadelphia? Nah. Lars Eller, Brassard. I didn't realize Bonino was that old. Pozak, he still is playing. So, slim pickings. Guess we'll go with Brandon Sutter. Where's he been? He's been strictly with Vancouver? No. Didn't even play. Hardly even played. There's no point in adding him to the roster. Let's go with this guy, Victor Rask. Into a 1-year contract. $2 million. Alright. Also want to sign 2 left wingers. We're going to sign not really much to choose from in this free agency, man. Sign this guy, Brendan Lemieux, to a 1-year, $2 million contract. Zach Parise, he's still playing. And he joined the New York Islanders the last couple seasons after leaving Minnesota. It's been somewhat productive, right? But he's at the tail end of his career. Pierre-Edouard Bellemare, does he return to Philadelphia? No, he's pretty old. But York, he's pretty young. Let's sign York. That's the guy from Boston, right? Sign him to a 1-year contract. 1.75. Here's York. Nick Foligno. He wants him to come to Philadelphia. Dzingel. Giselle, Duggan, Bessie. Man, there's just really hardly anything to choose from. Go with Brian Dzingel. 1 year. 1.750. Alright, right wingers. Of course, you have Tarasenko, Kane, Pavelski. Okay, anyone with that? Phil Kessel, does he come to Philadelphia? No, he's not interested in Philly. This guy, Connor Brown. Washington. Not gonna hit him. No, thank you. More. This guy might be worth picking up for a year or two. Trevor Moore. Corey Perry. No, he's not coming to Philly. Go with this guy Smith for 1 season. Craig Smith. By Nashville. And several seasons in Boston. He's been pretty productive. Craig Smith. Give him a 1 year, $3.5 million deal. Patrick Conquest, no way. Calaposo. And shows us some depth, probably for the AHL, maybe NHL. James Neal, he's still playing. He's probably going to fall off. Look at this guy. He's some guy for the AHL team. That's a little depth defenseman. Defenseman, I think we're going to improve. Again, we have plenty of salary cap space, so we can definitely afford to add someone at least to a shorter term deal. And the person who we are going to add to our blue line for the future is going to be John Klingberg. That's right. We'll offer him a deal. He's 30 years old. Why does he want to come to Philadelphia? Because we're going to pay him right. I'm going to give you a 2-year contract. $8 million. 2 year, $8 million. It's a pretty fair deal. No, it's not fair. I mean, he's a big payday, but we need to get rid of some cap. So why not take it up with a short-term deal like that to improve our blue line? You never know how it may work out. John Klingberg. There you go. And Sanheim, who we traded his rights to, he ends up in the free agent pool anyway. Which, thank goodness that the contract that Fletcher signed in real life didn't apply to this game. You can also sign Severson, but as a matter of fact, we'll go with Orlov. Proven big defenseman, Dmitry Orlov. Well, he's not that big. I thought he was like 6'3", 6'5". But he leaves Washington. And where does he go? We'll sign him to a 1-year contract. $6 million. Have the cap space again. Gotta make it to the floor. Dmitry Orlov. And going with our philosophy of building from the net out, we'll also add one more defenseman to a 1-year deal. Oscar Klefbom. Again, spent his entire career in Edmonton. Two-way defender. We'll add him as well. But at a 1-year contract, $6 million. I'm going to sign one more defenseman for some depth. Perhaps to our AHL or just to get some. Dano Chara, he's still playing. That's crazy. Luke Shen, he's still playing. Come back to Philadelphia for a year. Luke Shen, he's only 33. I mean, he's still a young guy. He's sure play, but definitely not what he is expected to become, right? Jack Johnson, so some pretty older defensemen still in the pool. Got Mark Stahl. Keith Kendall. Signed Sammy Vatanen for our AHL squad. Maybe we deal with some injuries, he can step in. Sammy Vatanen. Logan Stanley. I believe this is a huge guy, right? Pretty sure. He's like 6'3", 6'5". 6'7", yeah, this guy's giant, Jesus. We'll sign him to a 1-year deal. Sure, what the hell, at $2 million. Get some depth there for our defensive core. And one more guy. Lindstrom. Be Nicholas Lindstrom's son or nephew or whatever. Who knows, but that's probably a common name in Sweden. Goalies. We get a AHL goalie or a backup goalie. Jonathan Bernier and Jonathan Quick are both available in the pool. Anthony Stoller is the former Flyer. Looks like he elevated himself to a backup position. But we're just going to go with their same duo. But we do need to get someone in case someone gets hurt. So Dustin Tokarski, he's still playing. There's Corpusalo. We'll send Corpusalo to a 2-year deal. 1.75. Could potentially be a backup of the future. But this season he'll be the starter in Lehigh Valley. Sign one more goalie. I think we'll be okay. simulate till we get everybody, see who we ends up signing, and if we get everybody. Craig Smith, he signs and shows up at York. So it looks like we end up filling our entire roster. Hopefully we are at the cap. I would assimilate to July 10th. No, we lose John Klingberg. Fuck, our roster's full. Are you fucking serious? So somehow we end up with the full roster. So I don't know if we're at the cap floor. Stupid cap floor, dude. I think we went a little bit overboard, eh? We have 21 million. I don't know what the cap floor is. We have Scott Lawton, Frost, Steele, Rask, Barabee, Donato, Dezingle, Lemieux, Konechny, Smith, Tippett, Nistroza, Fenceman, get Orlov, Stein in York, Lundqvist. Oh wow, he grew. Get Stanley as well. We might keep him in there, Stanley. So we got plenty of defensemen here. Corpusalo, but Corpusalo is going to be in the AHL. We'll keep up Sandstrom for another year with them. But I'm just kind of worried now about the damn salary cap floor. So we may need to just sign like a goalie 1 year, $10 million contract. So yeah, that's what we'll do. We'll just sign a goalie to a 1 year, $10 million contract, so we know we're at the cap floor then. Hell, we could even go out and sign Tarasenko, get to the cap floor. And it's what we'll do. So we'll sign. Sure, we'll sign Vlad Tarasenko to a 1 year, $10 million contract to come play in Philadelphia. So strategic move. So the Flyers are at the cap floor. And who knows, maybe it'll work out in Philadelphia. They signed a 1 year contract to come to Philadelphia for $10 million. I don't see him denying that contract. And then just to make sure we have enough space, again, maybe there'll just be a third string goaltender, but we'll bring back Brian Elliott. We'll bring back Moose. He left for 2-3 seasons, right, to play for Tampa. May have won a Stanley Cup with them. So yeah, no, he doesn't win a Stanley Cup because they didn't win in 2022. He's been a decent workhorse for Tampa as a solid, reliable backup. He is getting up there. Bring him as maybe a third string goaltender with them. But we'll sign him to a 1 year, $3.5 million contract. Give him a nice little severance package just to come to Philadelphia. Brian Elliott. Maybe he'll get 5-10 games on the season there. He's probably going to retire. But sorry if it seems a little bit cheese to overpay. I forgot. Damn it. Our fucking roster. So we need to trade someone away. Elliott signs. We need to trade someone away. In order to get Tarasenko. The roster is full, so trade away a defenseman. Probably have the most cap to go by anyone in the league. Or we can just maybe make a deal to try to get someone. Might be better off doing that. But again, we don't want to take on like a really bad contract. More than 1 or 2 years on it. Be a little trading partner there with Anaheim. But ideally get someone who has low trade value as well. Brett Burns, does he come to Philadelphia? He has pretty high trade value though. And the salary cap isn't that high. Jake Voracek, bring him back to Philadelphia. He does have high trade value though. He has 1 more year left on his contract. There would be no point in making a trade to get him for as high as his cap it is, but in this universe he sticks out the entire season with Columbus. So he spends 2 seasons in Columbus. Oh, he had 62 points in his first season in Columbus. So bounce back year, I guess. Only 6 goals though. And this season he has a little bit more goals, 60 points, so he can get points. But and he is an X-Factor kind of player. Jake Voracek. But his trade value is way too high to be worth bringing back on. That would completely erase the Sean Couturier trade. Ryan Suter, get another veteran defenseman. He has a pretty cap-friendly contract. So I guess that's what we'll do. We'll just look to someone, defenseman, to trade away, little drop pick trade, and then that should hopefully free up the room in order to get our boy Tarasenko. So I'm going to trade away Zek. See if we can find someone who wants Zek. Nobody wants Zek. We signed way too many defensemen. Wingers, centers. Trade away this guy, Cates. Cates to St. Louis. See if we can pry a draft pick from St. Louis. For a 2025 second rounder from St. Louis. For a 2025 third rounder. 2025 third rounder and a 2024 fourth rounder. 2024 for fourth and fifth rounder. There you go. So a little bit of a draft pick package there. In order to make the space to get to the cap floor, and keep in mind that we also got a second rounder, so that's good. So Again, we just want to get to the cap floor, so we'll just sign him a 1 year, $10 million contract. See if we can add Tarasenko. Maybe bring some entertainment to Philadelphia, or if anything, trade him at the deadline. Orchestrate another draft pick package. Yep, so Vladimir Tarasenko signs a 1 year contract to join Philadelphia. He is an aging veteran, but what the hell? Why not add the next factor to the team, maybe train the young guns. So that's our 2023 offseason. Let's simulate to the end of the offseason, right before the preseason. We'll edit all our lines, and then in the next episode, we'll pick up with the start of the regular season. We'll skip over the preseason. We'll have the first game of the season ready to go to get started in year number 2. I don't expect us to be a playoff team at all. Again, it's a rebuilding year. It's a year for our youngsters to develop and grow and go from there. So first off, we'll go ahead and get our roster ready to go so you get an idea of what our team is looking like for this upcoming year. So we're going to go into roster moves. Alright. So our center core, I have a decent amount of centers there. Silverberg, oh, so he's in the AHL. Okay, I think he's in the NHL. I don't think he's quite ready to come up, so we'll give him some time to grow. Could be ready for next season. We got Farabee, Donato, Lemieux, Radcliffe. And we'll bring up Austin. And so we got Provorov, Orlov. Yeah, the minimum salary cap is $66 million. We're at $77 million. So we still got plenty of space. Provorov, Orlov, Ristolainen, York, Lundqvist, Stanley. Ferguson. These guys down. Who's going to be our depth defenseman in case someone gets hurt? This guy here, getting the top 4. He'll be our depth guy. Yes. If we got injuries, he can step in as our depth defenseman for the year. Hopefully he'll grow. Lundqvist looks like he's developing nicely, as well as York. And then between the pipes, Hart grew to 88. We'll carry 3 goalies. We'll carry Brian Elliott as a 3rd string goalie. There you go. So let's go ahead and edit our lines. Alright, so to start out the year, our first line will have Konechny, Morgan Frost, Vladimir Tarasenko, and look, that's a +5, so that's not too shabby. Then we have Owen Tippett, Sam Steele, and Joel Farabee. Third line, Victor Rask, well, I don't know if he's a good guy to put there. I didn't really think he'd be playing. I thought he'd be in the AHL. I don't have anyone else offensively. Then we'll get someone else. But I'm sure we'll have an injury or two. But anyway, we have Victor Rask, Lawton, Smith. And fourth line we have Wade Allison, Ryan Donato, and Brendan Lemieux. Defensively, Ivan Provorov, Dmitry Orlov, Cam York, Lundqvist. The left sporting number 14. Here's Lundqvist, 75. I think we'll see him go to 85 overall, maybe 86 overall. Cam York, same thing. So hopefully we have some decent defensemen coming up. Logan Stanley, the Giant, 64, and Rasmus Ristolainen. He's a pretty big guy too. In between the pipes, we got Hart. And I'm going to go ahead and scratch. You scratch. Put in Sandstrom as our full-time backup. Carter Hart, I guess he's considered an elite goalie, or he's still a starting goalie, but hopefully he'll have a decent year. So obviously this team is nothing spectacular, nothing to write home about, but the hopes is that, you know, we do bad, we rebuild through the draft. I'm trying to get better draft picks. Maybe we could have gotten in a better trade for Couturier, but hey, we're in a great cap situation. We can make the signings if we need to in free agency to spend big time, but again, not go crazy and sign them for super long-term deals. That's the name of the game. Yeah, we got Tarasenko, but look, he has +5 potential, so who knows how that first line's going to end up being this season. Hopefully they can put up some points. Second line is decent. I know Sam Steele, I mean, he's young, he's only 25 years old. He leaves Anaheim for whatever reason. Last season, he played in 72 games, only 22 points, but again, maybe a fresh change of scenery, new players, new team. He can kind of reboot his career, and who knows, maybe he is a capable second, third line center. And we got our boy Scott Lawton, who honestly should get the promotion. How is he going to do? Doesn't really change anything. But I think our boy Scott Lawton deserves that second line position. He's been with the team for a while. I think it's the same overall, so maybe it'll help him grow a little bit better, even though he's 29 years old. But we'll see how that looks. Fourth line, I know, is nothing special. But defensively, I'm happy. So, happy with what we got. We'll see what ends up happening this year. Let's do best lines here in the AHL as well. Hell, maybe we even bring up Isaac Ratcliffe if we desire. Number 21, Scott Lawton's number, so we have to wear something new when he comes up to the big boys. But yeah, that's our AHL team. Again, no one big at the moment, but hopefully in a season or two we'll see some improvement from the youngsters. And oh, cool! So they do have Silverberg as that first line center because he is X Factor. So that's great. He has superstar X Factors. 11th overall pick in 2023. Good athletic player. So that's pretty cool. Nicholas Silverberg. Hopefully he'll grow quickly. I'm sure he'll put up some points here. We have Corpusalo as the starter there in the AHL. And last but not least, let's set our numbers and captains. So again, we're not naming a captain just yet. We're running the 3 grades in the AHL mode. It's in the AHL mode. Let's switch back to the NHL. We're in AHL mode, so hopefully we can set the captains accordingly. Alright, so Cotton is alternate captain. Darby is alternate along with Konechny. Flip it to its head coach. Alright, everything looks good here. Elliott is sport number 37, the same number that he wore here when he was in Philadelphia. I'm getting, sure, we'll let him sport number 3. Alright, so there you have it, boys. Our team is all set and ready. In the next video, we'll skip over the preseason and get the show on the road.